Good morning. The Old Fisherman back with you again. Lake Monticello. Hey, we caught a couple nice perches a few seconds ago in our new boat. We're going to drop out and see if we can catch a couple more. See if we can get them in here, keep them in here. On Lake Monticello, you loving life. Hey, we loving this new boat. I'm about to learn how to use this trolling motor. It's been tough all morning, but I haven't caught many fish, but the fish hadn't really been biting. But I want to turn it on before I go home and see if we can make us a doggone video and see if we can pull back up on some of these doggone fish. And hopefully, hey, we can catch a couple. Hopefully. My goodness, they've been tough. But hopefully we can catch a couple. We're in about 60 foot of water. It's bright, sunshiny, and slick conditions. And I caught a couple. So I know it's a couple out there. What we done? Caught a couple. Now, when we get more, I don't know. But I've got to get used to this trolling motor. It's really different, to say the least. It's different, a lot different than what I'm used to. I'm used to that hand control, so instead of grabbing a handle, I got to get this little button, and that's kind of aggravating for the old fisherman. I don't mind telling you, but hey, I want to I thank all my fans for watching and sending me daggone birthday, happy birthday wishes. You got to love good fans. I got a bunch of them yesterday. And thanks to Mr. Hendricks and his wife driving up all the way to my house this weekend. And he got to see the boat in person. And he bought some fish towels and hats and all that kind of stuff. But hey, there's a fish. And there's a fish. You got to love a fish. That's a catfish. I believe that's a catfish. That's what I think it is. I've caught several catfish this morning. That's an old kitten right there. Hey, that's an old kitten. I have to get a rag out for him and probably a net. But I'm loving the boat. That thing drives and rides so good. Look at that old blue cat. That rascal's slimy too, ain't he? Hey, day. I got me a little bucket here to throw them in temporarily. Instead of an old big drum, I'm just going to put a bucket down there. And as we fill the bucket up, we'll throw them into either the live well or we'll throw them in the ice chest. You know what I'm saying? We got one or the other. Hey, drop it back down with a big boy's life. The Old Fisherman. Loving life, got a new boat, beautiful wife. What more can a man ask for? Huh? And halfway got my health. At least I'm healthy enough to get out here and fish. That's, hey, praise the Lord is all I can say. But anyhow, hey, we got a few fish down there 55 foot. Maybe I ain't been fishing deep enough today. Bright sunshiny conditions, they allowed to go deeper. And it was in the 30s this morning. Could not believe it. But it was, 30s. So, hey, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to stir them up and try to beat the boat a little bit. And I'll get used to this doggone, all this new stuff. Gonna beat the boat. That ain't the same noise as what I was getting out of my other boat. I can't get the metal on this boat. Do it with the side of the net and the floor. I don't want to tear up my carpet. But we're gonna beat the boat a little bit, see if we can stir something up. Lake Monticello, loving life. Okay? Now, I think the key to this, you got to keep this boat moving. You can't just sit still. You got to have this thing pulling in different directions, and that's what they want. They don't want still, and they don't want straight up and down unless you swimming it away from them. You know, you might catch them like that. See, he wants it swimming away. So I think the key is going to be drop it down and swim it away. That's what I think. And we're going to try to do that for a little bit, see if we can catch another old white perch. There you go. He's hitting it. So they're down there. We might have to go to our doggone double or triple ripples and stuff, catch these fish. I think they suspended. That's what's happening. They suspended. And they ain't wanting to really bite. They suspended. But they out here, they just suspend it and don't want to have bite. And they want it reeling away from them. So far, I can't get the right combination. I've been trying my best all morning. It's just one of them days. But we're going to get the combination after a little bit. I'm telling you we are. In a little bit, I'm going to get the combination. I'll figure them out. Not want to take it, though. I'm telling you, don't want to take it. Let's go a little shallower. I'm 58. 58 and drag it along here. There's one. Doggone it. I don't think they want to go up shrimp this morning. I think them fellas out there, the fellas have been all over my holes this morning. I ain't been able to get to where I like to fish. There was a fellow sitting there when I got here. He's from Chapin, a friend of mine. He watches my videos, and he was sitting there when I got there, and that's my favorite spot. So I lost my favorite spot. There was another catfish. Huh? There's another catfish. Them old catfish in the middle of the day, they'll get out here and start feeding. Probably another blue. Hey, who got to love it? Old Fisherman's catching a couple. You got to love that. Hey, you got to be satisfied with a couple. Here comes the old kitty cat, old blue. We might sit here and catch us some catfish. That's what we're going to do right here. I wasn't really wanting to catch a bunch of catfish because they sure want to slam up my boat. But hey, we got to catch what we can. What a bite. Beggars cannot be choosy, people. We went over to the rocks, just took a little ride. You know why I always talk about pretty boat riding up the lake? Well, I had to fall victim of that because that's what I've been doing. I've been riding. And guess what? And I've said it all along. If you got something nice, you got the tendency to ride. I've always said it and I'll continue to say it. You got the tendency to ride. I catch way under more fish out of my old John boat than any boat I ever owned because why? I don't have the tendency to ride. And so instead of riding, we catching. And that's the difference. And I'll tell all you fellas in them nice boats, I fall victim of the same thing. You get me in a nice boat. A while ago I was sitting out here trying to get on some fish, and what did I do? I cranked up and went over there and checked the rocks, see if catfish is over there. Well, you see, that probably lost 8 or 10 fish right there. And that's the kind of mistakes you make when you got something nice to make them mistakes with. Just to try to teach you a little bit. And hey, when you got something nice like this, it's hard not to crank up and go riding. Hey, I'll be the first to tell you, it's hard not to crank up to go riding. But I'm telling you, what I've always said is exactly right. You riding, you ain't catching. And hey, I hate to tell you, but it's a fact. I've never owned a boat I caught any more fish out of, and I've had bass boats. Now, I did catch a lot out of my bass boat, but that riding will keep you from catching fish. You got to make yourself not do it. And it's hard not to when you get out there and they ain't biting, or you ain't on them, or you don't know what you're doing. It's hard not to crank up and just ride. And that's what you don't want to do. Especially on a day like this, man, the water's like glass. And you can just have you a good time riding up the lake and looking good, just like I used to say on my videos, looking good. I'm telling you, thanks to my lovely wife for buying this boat. Hey, I do love her dearly. I do. I was lucky. That was the best catch of my life, no doubt. And she's never given me any trouble about going fishing. Now I do a lot now. I guess you got to meet both ways. I go, I do the grocery shopping, I do the cooking, most of it, and she, it ain't that I got to. She'd cook. I just jumped in and done it. I'm the kind of fella that'll jump in and do it. I don't wait for somebody else. It's time to do wash, I'll do my wash. Normally here lately, I do all my wash. I don't do her wash, but I wash my clothes most of the time. If I get bogged down and I'm fishing, she'll have them washed and put up. But hey, you guys out there want to sit back and let your wife be your slave, that ain't right. Hey, you need not do that. It ain't right. You got to get in there and do what you're supposed to do. At least meet halfway. Give and take. That's what a marriage is all about. Give and take. And let me tell you, it's a lot of give and take. come one of them boats looking good. Now I can't talk about them boats no more. Now I'm looking good. Oh, there was a bite. I'm telling you, that beating of the boat. I need to come up with something that I can slide over the back and put signals in the water. I need to have something beating. I ain't got to do the beating. We need to come up with a fish caller. I'm sure they got them. Everybody, there's something out there for everything. Fish caller, a perch fish caller. The Old Fisherman perch fish caller. That'd be nice to have. What? Hey, if anybody out there knows how to make one of them things, we'll put my name on it, and I guarantee it'll sell. We'll put them on my store. Call me. Or email me, stevecumliner@hotmail.com. I've had thousands of people, it seems like, wanting to be my friend on Facebook now. I think it's just about everybody that watches my show is my friend on Facebook now. I just friend anybody that comes up, looks like they might look at my show. It's got me in trouble a couple of times, but I think I straightened that out. But hey, that's what I do, probably ain't a smart thing, but my wife gives me the devil. But I do. Anybody that comes up, looks like they might be a fisherman, they watch my show, I'll friend them. So I'm telling you right now, I got a lot of people, a lot of friends on my Facebook page. And I appreciate all of you. I tell you, since I've been doing YouTube, I haven't commented so much as on that show when I showed this boat with Miss Deborah. My goodness, I need her in the boat. We got all kind of views just showing the new boat. My goodness. She wanted to be Vanna White. I tell you what, some guy said, I like to go fishing with Miss Deborah. I guess you would. Better watch yourself. Just kidding. Miss Deborah ain't going nowhere. I guarantee you on that. Hey, if you go try to take Miss Deborah, you better know how to cook, clean, and do yard work. I want y'all to know I let that water out my pool. I couldn't take it no more. It was leaking. About to run my well dry. I had one of them automatic water filtering input systems in there that when it get low, it come on automatically. And I noticed that sucker was running all the time. Well, got a leak in the liner. And let me tell you, I'm getting bites. I'm just not catching. But let me tell you, them liners ain't cheap. And I ain't had that pool 10 years. This is my third liner. I about had enough of that. I'm having bad luck with that pool. I cut it off and I drained most of the water out. It's a little bit in the bottom. And my light bill has went down darn near $100 from them pool pumps running, from up to the well pumping water in it all the time. My light bill went down $100. And it's going to be hard for me to put water back in that sucker. I don't mind telling you. Because I don't swim. Miss Deborah gets out there every so often. And I know she wants it fixed. I ain't got no $4,000 now. I bought a boat to throw in that thing. So that thing, we're going to have to do without it for about a year. And that's the way it is. Hey, you people got pools and love them, God bless you. I got my pool, I love the beauty of it, but I sure didn't love to maintain it. Always something wrong. Pumps, always something going on. Never could get that thing where it wasn't leaking. I don't know. I ain't even going to say who put it in, but he sure done me a bad job. As soon as I put that pool in, it wasn't no time my pipes were leaking. Had to chop up the concrete to fix that. It's just been a problem, one right after another. And I'm telling you people, if you're thinking about getting a pool, you better think twice. That's all I got to say. Or if you got plenty of money, got somebody to work on it all the time, I don't guess no problem. But if you out there and you thinking, oh, they can paint a picture. Vacation at your own house. Oh boy, yeah. Vacation working on a pool. Y'all can have it. I could have had me a nice building man cave sitting there for what that pool cost. And right now I got a hole in the ground with a busted liner. Bad decision. Out of all the decisions I've made in my life, I think that's probably the worst one, putting in a pool. And you pool people, pool companies, I'm sorry. I'm just telling you like it is. I've had just a bad experience with that pool. Right now, to get it started back, I got to change the sand in the filter. I got to put pressure on all the pipes to make sure the pipes ain't leaking again. Then I got to buy a new liner and have it put in. All that costs money, people. And then it costs money to operate it. High as my light bill is, my light bill dropped down $100, I'll tell you, since that pool's been shut down. And what a blessing that was. But hey, just a little tip from the old fisherman. We're not catching any fish. I know you. That was a catfish. Doggone it. It's catfish out here, but they won't hit it unless you pulling it sideways. They won't hit it unless you circle it and kind of swimming it. That was a good one. I guarantee you pull my jig down. Pull it back up and see. Guarantee you pull my jig down. No, he broke my line. He didn't pull my jig down. He broke my doggone line. And I ain't snatched that hard, did I? What? You got to hate that. My goodness. What kind of more trouble I'm going to have here today? One thing right after another. Doggone it. Luckily, I got a piece of line with a jig right here waiting. Luckily. Doggone it. Tired of bad luck. Wouldn't be for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck. But if they get my motor fixed on my little John boat, I will be back in my John boat. I love this boat here, but I feel like I'm a fish catching machine. I got control of everything in that John boat, except me walking around in it. But I'm a fish catching machine in that John boat. I ain't too much of a fish catching machine in this boat. Not so far. It's kind of laying it to me. It's kind of bad luck at me here today, but I think it's because the fish ain't biting. I want to think that. I hope that. I hope I don't get to thinking in my head that this boat is a daggone jinx. Now, wouldn't that be something, people? The old fisherman buys him a new boat and quits catching fish. Now, that'd be something. We're going to probably put a video up today showing about the new boat, but not a lot of catching is what I'm thinking is going to happen. My first fish I caught in it this morning was a big old a nice catfish, and I made a video of that. But since then, I ain't caught enough to turn the camera on. So I just turned the camera on a few minutes ago because I caught a perch. But hey, it ain't been good. It ain't looking good. And I was hoping that them catfish would be out in this little deep hole, and we would be able to get on some doggone catfish. Nothing else. Hey, it's a beautiful day. A beautiful day to look around at the birds, look around at the flowers and the trees. People, I want y'all to know that in my garden, I got tomato plants already blooming. They're about this high. And I'm laying, last year, I put regular old fertilizer in my garden and made the worst garden I ever made. In prior years, I always used that liquid Miracle Grow. Liquid Miracle Grow. So this year, I went back to the liquid Miracle Grow. And my garden's not big. I got 20, right now, I had 25 tomato plants, but 2 of them keep the bucket while and ever so often, a tomato plant will decide to die. I don't know what's wrong with them. But I got 23 tomato plants out there, 23. And a good many little squash. And they all coming up about yay high. And I got cucumbers. They ain't starting to vine yet, but they all up. I must have 25 plants of cucumber come up on. I put a fence out where the cucumbers can climb up my fence. And then I can pick them off the fence. They ain't laying on the ground for the bugs and the whatever to eat. And that's the way it is. We got to get us another doggone gut shrimp here, old buddy. What you think? But anyhow, love my little garden. I got deer in my neighborhood, so it's a challenge. But I got an old fence up around it, not an electric fence. It don't work for me. They tear them up. But I got a fence up, and they don't jump in. It's about 8 foot tall. In a place probably ain't but 20 by 20. Well, it's more than that. Probably 25 by 20. And I make a lot of stuff in that little garden, and I love gardening. I know Angela, she loves gardening. She does the same thing. God bless her. That Angela is such a sweet human being. She is a good girl. If she'd be anywhere around me, I'd be taking her fishing. I can assure you that. I would be taking Miss Angela fishing. Miss Deborah wouldn't mind. Miss Deborah knows that I keep myself straight. And why wouldn't I with a beautiful wife like Miss Deborah? But anyhow, the old fisherman, loving life. Got a beautiful wife. They bought him a beautiful boat. Of course, she used my money, but that's okay. Hey, I got news for you guys. Most of you, I don't know. You might not be like me. I'll let her take care of the money. It might not be a good thing, though, if you got one you can't trust. But I show her that I trust her. If she ever messes me up, then I don't reckon I trust her no more. But she does all the money stuff. I done got to the age I don't even want to know where my money went. So, but I do know where this money went, and I'm sure going to enjoy it. I can't wait to get her in the boat. She ain't been in this boat yet. Otherwise, at the house. In fact, I don't think she's even climbed in it. So I guess this weekend, she's off Saturday, but Lord have mercy, you can't go fishing on Saturday no more. Look at that. Dropped it down and caught one as soon as I dropped it down. You got to love that. Daggone, he got off. These catfish are hard to hook, people. Them old stiff mouths, the skins are hard to hook. That's what it was. 63 foot, I dropped straight down and one hit it. I bet he done slimed up the line too. Probably won't get another bite. 63 foot. I guarantee he's done slimed up my line. Bet you. But as I was saying, love this boat. This thing is so smooth going. It's smoother than my bass boat used to be. I had a 20-foot bass boat. They are well built, these boats. These tracker boats have come a long ways with this version. The Pro Team 17.5, 175 tracker boat is a smooth riding compared to what I've been used to lately. But it jumps out the water good with that 60 on it. And it's got the weight of that power pole in the back too. And it does real well. I'm real proud of this boat. I've got to get used to this trolling motor, but I think it's going to be okay. Fish was biting out, it wouldn't make a difference. I'm working in the circle just like I did my other. All I do is put in a slant, let the button pull in the circle. And that should trigger these fish to bite you get on them. You can buy, depends about $400 or $500 more to get what they call a spot lock. I've got the autopilot, the co-pilot they call it. But you can spend more money and get the iPilot. iPilot's what I need, is what I've been told. I don't know. I've been told I need the iPilot. But hey, this video here is going to be talking about the new boat. It looks like we ain't catching nothing, that doggone fish. But we got catfish down there. He done messed up with jigs. Why I ain't catching nothing on that? Done messed it up. But if I could have got my spot this morning, I probably would have caught some fish. But a gentleman from Chapin was sitting on it. I've been knowing him all my life. Matter of fact, his sister was my first girlfriend. And that was back in about the 5th grade. Well, it might have been the 7th grade. But anyhow. J.R. Lunder was his name. J.R. went through some periods of bad health, and he's back to fishing. And if anybody had to be in the spot, I'm glad it was J.R. Fine fella. And I think he caught a good many fish out there. He was catching with minnows. And he was beating his boat. He'd been watching my videos. He's got a metal boat like my old one, and he was able to beat it. And he was catching some fish. But I didn't want to stay around close to him. I got away. But JR, hadn't seen him in a while. First time I'd seen him in several years. In person. Seen him on the lake the other week. But hey, we got to catch a fish. See if we can catch one more before we go. Try to. They had to tie. Like I said, ain't nothing going right. Nothing. I done got to have 65 foot of water. But let me tell you something. It's fish all over the place out there. This front fish finder ain't worth a two. It reads through that trolling motor. I don't think something's set up right. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's set up right. It's reading, but it ain't right. It's useless. Might as well not even have it up there. Might as well not even have it up there. So that don't impress me, that transducer going through that trolling motor. That don't impress me. It sounds good, but if that's the result, it don't impress me. Don't even show the bottom good. And I might not have it set right. That's a hummingbird. Hey, I keep it tight. I missed him too. Doggone catfish is what they are. I don't know if I have or not. It might be something on it. No, I got a fish. Little fish. Oh, I got some trash. I don't know what I got. Got something on that line. A stick. I knew doggone well I had something. Doggone stick. That's probably why they fish it out here around them sticks and stuff. But the old fisherman's out here catching sticks today in a new boat. I think the new boat's done put a whammy on him. That man gets my other motor fixed, we'll be back in that old boat. I can tell you that. This boat here will be when I take somebody fishing like Miss Deborah. And this thing here will be great on Lake Murray. And I might go to Lake Murray, try to catch some stripers and largemouth on the points for top water this week. It gets back warm. Water temperature's getting on up there now. 69 degrees right here. Them catfish should have been on them rocks over there, but they wasn't. I don't know what the problem is there. Might just be too much bright sunshine. But them catfish like any fish. They don't like bright sunshine. They go deep. And I think them blues are laying out here in this valley. Is what they're doing. They're laying in the valley. We're gonna pull around here and try to catch one more, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. I apologize we ain't caught a lot of fish, but I was afraid I wasn't gonna catch a lot of fish today. I just had the feeling. I had to get used to this new boat and used to the trolling motor, unloaded. It was late that I got here. Had to help a man at the ramp. He had a hose put on his bilge pump or something, and he thought it was done. They told him to come get it. Well, he unloaded the boat, and they didn't even have the hose connected. It's filling the bottom of his boat full of water. Now, that man was mad. And then, when he's trying to load his daggone boat up on a trailer, he had his trolling motor up. He had to do it with the trolling motor because his big motor had died. He didn't even have no power on his big motor. And he had to load it with his trolling motor, and he's coming up on his trailer, and his doggone prop of his trolling motor hit the trailer and broke one of the daggone fins off the prop. And so he had a heck of a time. I felt sorry for him. He was mad, and I don't blame him. If I'd paid somebody to put new hoses or whatever they done, I think they put a new pump in, but they forgot to hook the hose, is what I think happened. I'd be hot too. That would make the old fisherman kind of really hot. I'm in 63 foot of water. I need to get shallow. We need to go back this way. Current's pulling me that. There you. Uh-oh, got a tree. See, I told you about these trees in 60 foot, right? Well, we got a tree, and that ain't good. See if we can get the doggone thing back on the other side and undo it. It's not been a good day. I've been having a hard time. And I do not like. I got to go home in a little bit, and I ain't done nothing. I've caught a few, but I really ain't got into what I want to get in. Pull back up here a little bit, a little closer to the side to hump. We out over here in some doggone trees. This little trolling motor's right cute. You just turn it to where, with your finger. I know all y'all used to it, but I never had one of these. I got my doubts about how much I like it, but I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna buy a really high dollar trolling motor to put on it yet to give it a chance. Apparently, this trolling motor was brand new. The guy that bought the boat put it on there. This was not the trolling motor that come with it, and he just done it, and it's brand new. I don't know if it's even been used. When I first started, it looked like it had never been used, and I don't think it had. I think this thing is brand new, because it's so tight, it's hard to get it in the bracket. So it's brand new, and we got to learn how to use it. I don't know how good it's going to be for killing the battery, because it's only a 12 volt. And let me tell you, that's the only thing I don't like about this boat. Back where the batteries are, there's no room. You can't even get a battery out, because when they added that power pole, they put the pump back there where the battery space to get the battery out. Now to get the batteries out, you got to pull the pump out the way. And there's a couple of bolts in there you got to undo, but that's what you got to do to get it out. So if I was to go to a 24 volt trolling motor, I wouldn't have space back there for the other battery. That's the only thing I don't like about this boat, is the space back there where the gas tank is and the battery compartment is really tight. I mean, it's like this wide, that's it. And to work on it, you got to go work through a hole. So you basically got to go in there and pull each thing out. Well, to even start pulling anything out, the first thing you got to pull out is the doggone pump to the power pole. And that ain't good. That is not good. But anyhow, hey, I was going to try to catch one fish, but I don't know if I'm going or not. It don't look like I'm going to. Let me beat on the boat so we can stir something up. See if that helps. See if we get a bite in there. We got to pull it. We got to either reel it up or they'll chase it. Stir them up like that or beat the boat. I tell you, last year one time I put the flutter spoon down there and worked it up and down a couple of times and stirred them up. And then I threw the jig down there and caught them. I hadn't tried that trick this year, but it worked last year a couple of times. These fish they're not feeding today. They just really not feeding. Water come way up last night. You see all the stuff, the pollen and stuff on the water. It come way up last night, and there you, oh, he hit it. But that's the way they want it. They want it reeling up. Matter of fact, when I turn the camera off, I'm gonna try to put them jigs out there, just real regular jigs up, see if we can get one to come up and bite it. Cause they can skylight now, so that's probably gonna be the way to ignite them. It's just reeling up. For the perch, I'm thinking the catfish are laying right there on the bottom. Perch is probably up. They're just not feeding. You can tell these fish are not feeding. I can tell by the way they're acting. I ain't caught too many of them. They ain't acting right. These bluebird days like this, tough. And it's hot too. One thing that's good for it though, is catfish. Don't let it fool you. You ain't got to come over here early to catch catfish. When they start pulling water out this late, them catfish will go to feed. And probably the other fish too. Right now it's just sitting still. When they start pulling that water, if they do, them catfish and perch and everything will go to feed. Because they hadn't fed all morning. I've caught them as fish, but they haven't fed all morning. We're not going to catch any. It's one of them days. They just ain't doing it. I don't believe I'd have caught them today if I'd have been in John boat. Now, like I say, if I could have went early this morning and got on my spot out there, I might have caught some. But I think we done about dreamed that spot, to be honest with you. I've caught so many, and then these other people have been out there catching them. I'm afraid we done about caught them all out of there. Well, there'll be some more come in, though. This spot right back here, I caught them the other day, but they sure ain't here now. Went up the rocks and seen old bass bed in there. Tried to catch him with a gut shrimp on the bed, but he wouldn't take it. I aggravated that bass 15 minutes. That was a bite right there. 15 minutes, he would not take it. I normally can catch him on the bed, but I usually do it with a tube jig. I didn't put on a tube jig. There he is, finally caught one. And he wanted it reeling up, but he's little. He ain't a big one. He ain't a big one. He's a little one. Look at that. Hey, he's a little one. I'm gonna keep him. I ain't got many. These old shrimp I bought, I went last night to Academy Sports. And yeah, I went to Academy Sports last night, and I was there, and this fella come up to me. He says, "You the Old Fisherman?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I watch your YouTube shows, your videos." And his name was Josh Henson. He had his wife and a 7-year-old little boy. The little boy had a baseball suit on, and as cute as he could be. And I got to talking with the little boy, and that little boy was something. I'd like to have that little boy in the boat with me. Oh, my. But he was a super nice guy, and he's been watching all my shows. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that. Catfish done nailed it. Been watching all my shows and loves them. Him and his wife and the little boy. The little boy said, "I see you on TV." That was cute as he could be. He's cute as a button. That's a big, nice catfish right there. We might end this little video on this catfish. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all watching my show. We hadn't caught many fish, but we got a nice catfish here. Maybe we'll get on a few. This is a big one. This is a big one. Hey, the Old Fisherman, loving life and doing what he loves. And that is, my friend, fishing. And now we're fishing in style on Lake Monticello, and you have got to love it. And if I can get this doggone fish up, we're going to end on this kitty cat. And I'm sorry I didn't catch more fish. We done a lot of talking, but I wanted to get on here. And thanks to Josh at Academy Sports last night. And guess what he was buying? He was buying gut shrimp. What he's buying. Hey, we're going to end it on a nice kitty cat on Lake Monticello, loving life and catching doggone blue catfish. What? Look at him. That sucker swallowed the gut white shrimp. Swallowed it. Look at him. Look at him, people. If I don't break my rod, all these cleats on these boats, they ain't like my other boat. My other boat ain't had no cleats because it had a rod. It's got a rod hole in the way. But look at him. Huh? Look at that. Look at the size of that doggone blue catfish. You have got to love it. The Old Fisherman strikes again. Hey, and this time we're striking in a new, pretty boat, and you got to love that. Hey, thanks to all my fans and happy birthday wishes, and I'll get back with you, hopefully catching some fish on the next video. And hey, we'll see you.